Friends, let's continue our discussion on the induced charges. Suppose that we have a charge plus Q near an uncharged conductor. We have a conductor here. We are holding a charge plus Q near it. We know these two will attract. Why? Because this plus Q charge will pull minus charges to the near side of the conductor, and equivalent corresponding positive charge will appear on the far side. And since the negative charge is closer to the plus Q charge, the force of attraction between the negative charge and the plus Q will be greater than the force of repulsion between plus Q and this positive charge. So there will be a net force of attraction. Now the charges appearing on the two sides of the conductor can be explained in another way. As we have already seen, this plus Q charge will be actually creating a field around it. The conductor is in that field. Now we know inside a conductor the field is zero. So the conductor will rearrange the charges in such a way that the field developed inside the conductor exactly cancels field due to this charge, so that the net field inside the conductor is zero. So in that way also we can assume or we can explain how the charges appear on the two sides. Now consider a conductor with a cavity in it. So we have a conductor and there is a cavity inside it. This is hollow. Now we consider two cases. One, cavity empty of charge. This cavity is empty of charge. There is no charge inside the cavity. Then the field inside the cavity will be zero. If there is no charge inside the cavity, the field inside it will be zero. Now that can be explained by imagining first that field is not zero inside the cavity. Suppose that positive charge is here, negative charge is here, and it creates an electric field inside the cavity. This is the field line which starts from positive charge and ends in the negative charge. It's creating a field inside the cavity. Now suppose that this field line is part of a closed loop. It is part of a closed loop. This is the closed loop. And the part inside, this is the part inside the cavity, and the remaining part is well inside the conductor. Okay. Now suppose that we are calculating the line integral of the electric field along this closed path. Here it will be non-zero. If you assume there is field inside the cavity, here it will be non-zero. But here along this will be zero. It will be zero. But we know the line integral of the electric field along a closed path is always zero. That is integral E dot dl. That is equal to zero. But here what we are getting is integral E dot dl, a distinctly positive quantity inside the cavity. So there is no power to cancel this. So we can say electric field is zero within the empty cavity. And there is no charge on the surface of the cavity. So there is no charge on the surface of the cavity. So inside a cavity, in an empty cavity, there are no charges on the surface. And there are no electric field inside the cavity. Now this explains why we are relatively safe inside a metal car during thunderstorms, during lightning. So during lightning, if you are inside a car, we are actually inside a conductor. Inside of the car is the cavity. This is the metal cage of the car. Now the lightning will be actually producing very high electric field around here outside the conductor, but that electric field cannot penetrate the conductor because here it will be zero. Electric field is zero here, and since electric field is zero and electric field is zero inside the cavity as well, there are no charges on the inner walls of the cavity, and there will be no electric field inside the cavity or in the conductor. So we are safe, relatively safe inside the car because we are inside the cavity where electric field is zero. So they say we may get cooked due to the heat because lightning produces a lot of heat. And due to that we may get cooked up. Heat will enter the conductor, but the electric field cannot enter. Okay, we will not be electrocuted. We are safe inside the car. Another application of this principle is we can keep very sensitive apparatuses which are very much sensitive to the electric fields, can be safely kept inside the cavity of a conductor, because again the electric field is zero inside the cavity. So it is effectively shielded from the stray electric fields outside. And this is called the Faraday cage. Faraday cage is basically a metal cage, and we keep the sensitive apparatus inside the in the cavity, and it will be unaffected by, or it will be effectively shielded from the stray electric fields outside. Now consider the second case, a cavity with some charge in it. We have a charge here that will induce a charge here. If you are keeping positive charge here, that will induce a negative charge here, and leftover charges will be here, positive charges that are uniformly distributed over the outer surface. So in this case the electric field is not zero. The field is not zero here. There will be definite electric field inside the cavity. But inside here, in the conductor, in the body of the conductor, the electric field will be zero. Why? The field due to this charge will be exactly cancelled by the field due to these charges. So these charges will be creating an electric field that will exactly cancel the field inside the conductor, and the leftover charges appear on the outer surface. And the thing is, the leftover charges communicate the presence of a charge in the cavity to the outside world. So from the outside, if you look at the conductor, if we detect some charge on the outer surface of the conductor, we can say there is some charge within the cavity. So this leftover charge effectively communicates the presence of a charge in the cavity to the outside world. Another interesting thing is the charge induced on the inner surface of the cavity is exactly equal and opposite to the charge kept inside the cavity. That we can easily prove. The total charge induced on the cavity wall is equal and opposite to the charge inside. It is proved by using the Gauss's law. Integral E dot ds over a closed surface is equal to charge enclosed by epsilon 0. So what we are doing is we consider a Gaussian surface. The Gaussian surface is considered here, and for the Gaussian surface we calculate this E dot ds. Okay, the Gaussian surface is well within the conductor. So what will be integral E dot ds? It will be 0 because electric field is 0 in the conductor. So that is 0. So this E dot ds is 0. we know that is equal to q enclosed by epsilon 0. So q enclosed should be 0 since this is 0. So q enclosed is 0. So what is q enclosed? The total charge enclosed by this Gaussian surface. The charge q plus the induced charge. Q plus the induced charge. And q plus the charge induced is equal to the enclosed charge. And this is equal to 0. So q induced is equal to minus q. So induced charge is equal to minus q. So here the charge induced is minus q. We have already seen in the case of a spherical shell, the charge induced on the inner surface of the shell is equal to the charge enclosed by it. But here the shape of the cavity is not spherical. For a cavity of any shape, this is true. The induced charge is equal to the charge inside it. Induced charge is equal to the charge inside.